Hello and welcome. Today we're diving into a really fascinating way to look at life and even our own identity, all through this powerful metaphor of a divine theater. So let's get right into it.
I mean, really think about it. The way you are at your job is probably pretty different from how you are with your closest friends, right? Which is different again from how you act around your family. We all play these different parts, but what if? What if life itself is the ultimate role? What if we're all actors on a huge cosmic stage? This idea is right at the center of what we're exploring today. So, this whole idea of playing a part is the heart of our source material. It looks at reincarnation not as some, complicated theological idea, but as something way more dramatic, a grand divine play. This slide just breaks down that core analogy so perfectly. On a regular stage, you have a director casting actors, but in this bigger picture, an immortal cosmic director sends soul actors, and that's us, onto the stage of life in new incarnations. You can think of those incarnations as just new roles for us to play. Okay, so if there's a director and a stage, that kind of begs the question, who or what is the actor? Well, this next part is all about the star of the show, the immortal soul. Now, this is absolutely the crucial point. While the roles, the scenery, and the costumes might change completely from one life to the next, the actor, the soul itself, fundamentally stays the same. The essence of who you really are is constant, even if the part you're playing is just temporary. This quote from our source really just gets right to it, doesn't it? Think about your favorite actor. They're still the same person, whether they're playing a hero or a villain, right? In the same way, the soul keeps its core identity no matter what it looks like on the outside during any given lifetime. Which brings us to our next question. If we're the actors, then what exactly are our costumes and makeup in this grand theater of Earth? And there it is. The costume is our physical body. It's our gender, the way we look, our whole physical identity that we put on for one specific lifetime. It's the vessel that the soul uses to perform its current part on the world stage. And let me tell you, these costumes are powerful disguises. They don't just change our appearance, they can change our entire perceived identity. The source even points out that a soul might be a man in one life and a woman in the next. The disguise can be so total that people who knew the soul in a previous costume would have absolutely no idea it's the same actor playing a brand new part. Now, this all leads to a really interesting question. If these disguises are so perfect, can anyone ever recognize the actor underneath? Well, according to this perspective, the answer is yes, but you need a special kind of vision to do it. You see, according to the source, certain masters have the insight to see right past the temporary role. They can, metaphorically speaking, peek behind the curtain and recognize the soul actor, no matter what part they're currently playing. So how do they do it? It's not just a random guess. They look past the current body, the text calls it raiment. They learn to read these subtle, telltale signs in the eyes and the face that actually carry over from one incarnation to the next. It's like they can perceive these faint echoes of past costumes, which reveals the one single unchanged soul underneath it all. This whole metaphor has been building up to the biggest question of all, one that every play has to answer. What happens when the final curtain falls? What's the role of death in this divine theater? It's the question every single one of us faces. If our life is just one act in a much, much bigger production, then what does it mean when that act is over? Is that it? Is the story finished? And here we have the profound answer that this metaphor gives us. For the master who can see the whole production, death isn't an ending. It's not a final curtain. It is simply a scene change. The soul actor just leaves the stage for a moment, changes its attire, and gets ready to come back for the next act, in the uninterrupted story of its own immortality. So as we wrap this up, it leaves us with a really powerful question to think about. If you start to see your life as a temporary role that your immortal soul is playing, well, that kind of changes everything. It makes you ask, what is the character you're meant to be playing right now? And how can you play that part to the absolute fullest?